YouTube. Today we're watching another Nader video. Tornado. Just for the record, it's still kind of early here, so my body is not fully functioning. We're gonna get there though. Anyways, I had this tornado recommended. Greensburg, Kansas. This is an EF5. Let's check it out.
May 4th, 2007. Greensburg, Kansas.
May. Is May usually like when the most tornadoes hit? Is this like the height of tornado season?
This small town is unknowingly about to be cemented into tornado history.
That looks nice, dude.
The
nice
overnight
place.
will take this town from this to this.
Is that the entire town? Dude, it's like it almost turned it into a third world country.
As the sun sets on the 4th, residents are on edge as a tornado watch is in place. A storm rolls in with the twilight, bringing heavy winds, rain, and hail.
Texas, Oklahoma, and
But
Kansas.
it blows on through. No tornado. There's a collective exhale from Greensburg as the night settles in. It looked like another false alarm.
Ooh, code chills, man.
The National Weather Service in Dodge City has issued a tornado warning for Cuyahoga County. Meteorologists were tracking a confirmed large and extremely dangerous tornado 14 miles south of Greensburg.
That was
Dazed
loud.
and confused, people began to emerge out of the debris and into the darkness. Among these folks are the McKinneys. Occasional lightning bolts illuminate their surroundings as they exit their basement, the only surviving room of their home. Trying to get their bearings, they look for any identifiable feature
Get
around.
underground, guys.
A full 360-degree turn reveals the unimaginable. There is simply no more town. The realization sets in that their neighbor, Kelsey Schroth, was home alone with her infant son in a home without a basement.
Oh no, dude.
12 hours earlier, the folks at the Storm Prediction Center were keen
Was this
on
a
an
nighttime
evolving
storm?
weather
Do they have
system
any footage
entering
of
the
it?
plains. A strong jet stream trough was digging across the Rockies, slowly working eastward. A surface low-pressure system begins to take shape over southeastern Colorado, starting the transport of moisture northward. Finally, clear skies for most of the day baked the surface. Temperatures hit the mid-80s, making for an unseasonably warm day in western Kansas. While the timing of each atmospheric event was not perfect, forecasters had seen enough to warrant the conditional moderate risk ahead of May 5th, which had the makings of a high-risk day. Nonetheless, May 4th was not to be slept on. Tied to the surface low was a dry line, key for initiating storms. Dry air overhead cannot contain all of this instability, and the dry line forces cumulus to tap into the buoyant energy. Storms root and explode over the northeastern Texas panhandle, translating north-northeast into Oklahoma. The SPC places a tornado watch
It's always
over
no
the southern
Oklahoma.
plains. One of these storms in particular strengthens significantly into a cyclical supercell. These storms in the right environment can sustain themselves for long periods of time. With 5,000 joules per kilogram of potential energy over western Kansas, this supercell was about to be supercharged. A tornado warning was issued for Cuyahoga County shortly before 9 p.m. In the subsequent minutes, the first tornado of this storm would reach the ground.
9 p.m., dude. Look, like every tornado is dangerous, right? But like when you have these EF5s at nighttime, as if it wasn't already bad enough. Now there's like no chance that you see it at all.
It would only track for a few miles before retreating into the storm's updraft. This process would repeat several times before the...
And on top of that, like people are sleeping. Right, you get into 9, 10 o'clock, there's already people that are laying down and go to sleep. So, like, they're not even getting these tornado warnings. Some of these people probably didn't have a clue.
Fifth sister of this tornado family would plant southwest of Greensburg. Unlike its previous sisters, this tornado would quickly widen and sustain.
Is that
A
it?
large, violent tornado was now in progress.
Who?
At this moment, it tracks northeast, looking like the town of Greensburg could be spared. Nonetheless, sirens begin to sound in the town as storm chaser
Hey.
Mike Scant
Even though they were unsure if it was going to hit or not, they still sounded the alarms.
closes in from the south. Lightning
W
illuminates the
emergency
outline of the
management.
tornado, revealing the gravity of the situation. He and other chasers relay the ground truth to the National Weather Service in Dodge City, prompting them to upgrade the warning to an extremely rare tornado emergency. Overhead, the cyclical storm begins to undergo its cycling process. The updraft decouples from the parent storm and it is sheared into a leftward turn, steering it onto a northerly collision course for Greensburg.
Ah, God, dude.
Shortly before 10 p.m., the tornado impacts town.
See, man? 10
The
p.m.
McKinneys rush to their basement as their world above is mowed over. At 1.3 miles wide, the tornado is wider than the town itself.
You've got to be kidding me. The tornado was bigger than the town. So this is just like a little old out the middle of nowhere country town type deal, like where I live. Everybody knows everyone. And the tornado was actually bigger than the entire town. Look at that. Like, every single house is hit with one clean sweep. Those poor people, dude. Gee, that's evil. Like, of all the like, what are the odds? Like, even if you have a tornado that's a mile wide, right? What are the odds that it perfectly goes over top of Greensburg? Perfectly. To hit every single home. Pure evil.
A few minutes feel like hours for Greensburg, but eventually the occlusion process takes over and ends the tornado only 2 miles north of town. As the community reels in the immediate
Well, this-
aftermath, Dennis McKinney's attention quickly turns not to his own home, but the well-being of neighbor Kelsey Schroth and her 9-month-old son.
Oh, come on.
Schroth's brick home has been reduced to a kitchen island and a fireplace. Nothing more. A voice calls
Are you-
out from a pile of debris north of the slab.
Who built that kitchen island? What? How's that standing?
Moving collapsed walls from the walk-in closet, the McKinneys find Kelsey and her son, miraculously alive with minor injuries.
Dude. I hate hearing anything about, like, anyone, but specifically, like, kids getting hurt. Just, not ready for that yet this morning.
Meanwhile, the supercell's show is far from being over. Another significant tornado would plant southwest of Trousdale, Kansas. This EF3 would expand to a jaw-dropping 2.2 miles
Oh my
wide,
God.
an extra half-mile wider than the Greensburg tornado at its peak. The leftward occlusion that doomed Greensburg ultimately saved Trousdale, while to the east, another wide EF3 would narrowly miss Hopewell. As the clock flipped over from May 4th to 5th, this supercell refused to quit, producing more sporadic tornadoes an astounding 8 hours after its initiation. By storm's end, a total of 22 tornado sisters were spawned by this unprecedented cyclical supercell.
Dang, dude.
Morning daylight in Greensburg revealed an apocalyptic scene. Over 900 structures had been damaged by the tornado, accounting for 95% of the town. A place once littered with trees now presents de-limbed trunks with bark peeled away. Out of Greensburg's population of 1,500, there were 11 fatalities and 63 severe injuries. A shockingly small metric for the incredible damage inflicted, likely attributed to the advanced lead warning time from forecasters and storm chasers. Another 2 fatalities occurred in the Hopewell and Maxville EF3s, bringing the Greensburg supercell's final tally to 13. To make things worse for the people and first responders of Greensburg, the weather seemed to taunt them. May 5th brought with it a high risk from the Storm Prediction Center.
They ain't gonna get hit again,
Even
are
more
they?
tornadoes were in the forecast for western Kansas. At 7 p.m.,
No
a tornado
shot.
was reported 8 miles south of town. Their nightmare of last night reignited as a tornado warning was once again put in place for Greensburg, followed by an EF1 that was less than 2 miles to the west of town. Tornadoes simply could not avoid Greensburg. 2007 saw the implementation of a radical new rating system for
Place is absolute.
tornadoes.
Was
The
that the
enhanced
tower?
Vegeta scale greatly expanded the scope of damage classification. Greensburg was now the ultimate test for this new EF scale. Meteorologists and engineers meticulously pored over the damage, documenting and classifying each structure to paint a picture of what happened. The end result was the first ever EF5 rating, with peak estimated winds of 205 miles per hour.
Whew.
Once the dust settled,
It's poor
the
people,
recovery
man.
of Greensburg took root in opportunity. Over several years, they took their town name more literally by implementing advanced climate-conscious design with their new building developments.
Good, good, good.
While Greensburg
What about a community shelter, underground shelter? Let's see if they did it. Come on.
sure became greener over the years after the tornado, it's still evident today that the town was not what it once was. Greensburg's population sits at 50% of what it was on May 4th, 2007, as many empty lots and subtle reminders of the tornado remain in this town in America.
A little small town like that, dude. And the population's down 50%. Probably people getting the heck out of Dodge of Tornado Alley. I wonder if they put like a community underground shelter. Y'all are going to hear that in every video, I promise. I did also learn from someone commented in the Greenfield tornado video from yesterday. Well, yeah. Well, it depends on when you watch this, right? It was in the Greenfield tornado. They actually said that Gerald, Texas. Maybe they said the. Oh God, I'm losing it. Anyways, someone commented in one of my videos that after the Gerald, Texas tornado, they actually put in a couple of community underground shelters on each side of the interstate. So Gerald, Texas, Moore, Oklahoma, you're next, please. You guys are getting destroyed every day over there. No, in all seriousness, Gerald, Texas. It's a good move, dude. Great way to spend tax dollars. You're giving people an option in that situation. No one's going to complain about tax dollars going to that. Gerald, Texas. Now, this tornado, nighttime. That's insane. Like, it's bad enough you're already getting the EFI, but this tornado's hitting at like 10 p.m. So dangerous. Like, you can't see. I guess all you can do is really just wait for the roar to start, and here we go. I'm glad that not that many people got severely injured. One's one too many, right? 11 people lost their lives right there in Greensburg. One's too many. But there's not a lot you can do with a huge tornado like that. I wish they would have implemented even if it's a small bunker shelter, little underground shelter. I'm just saying it again. But yeah, EF5 damage. And once again, man, what are the odds? It seemed like this tornado just touched down long enough to go through Greensburg at EF5 intensity, go a couple miles outside, pick up, and like job's done. Perfectly took the perfect path to hit 95% of a small town like that. Think about that. What are the odds? That is insane and mind blowing. That poor town. Yeah, but as far as the population dropping by 50%, I would, if I lived in tornado and I was blessed enough to survive a tornado like that and live to tell the tale, I'd be packing up and moving somewhere where there's at least not as many. Because, like, what is it? Texas, Oklahoma, Alabama, Kansas. Those are the first four. Mississippi, you get the picture. The main areas that get like a majority of the tornadoes. No shot. No shot I'd live out there. But either way, considering how intense the storm was and how much of a direct impact it had, the injuries and stuff wasn't too bad. Man, thank you to whoever recommended that one. I wish I could pull it up, but my phone's on charge right now. You know who you are. Thank you for recommending Greensburg, Kansas. It still kind of blows my mind. What are the odds? Perfectly hit. That's a shame, dude. I hate it for that town. But anyways, hey guys, I am Cheap. Thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed the video, like, subscribe, and we'll catch you in the next one.